My family has always considered me a harbinger of misfortune. It's all because I can see a countdown to my relatives' deaths. I tell them when my grandfather, father, and mother will die. It all comes true due to various accidents. My 3 brothers hate me to the core because they think I curse my parents and grandfather. My mother actually dies after giving birth to my younger sister, but my brothers dote on her to no end. They say she's their lucky star because everything goes well for the family after she's born. But didn't mom die while giving birth to her? On my 18th birthday, I see my death countdown when I look at myself in the mirror. I buy an urn I like and prepare a meal. I want to have one last meal with my brothers, but none of them show up even when the timer hits 0. I've been able to see a countdown to death above people's heads since I was a child. The first time I saw it was when it appeared above my grandfather's head. I told my parents about it, but they didn't mind me. They thought it was just part of a child's imagination. When I saw my grandfather again the next day, he lay on the bed with a white cloth over his face. People were crying, but I didn't understand what was going on. Later, I saw the same countdown timer above my father's head. When I told him about it, his smile froze for a second before he regained his composure. That night, I didn't see him return from work. All I heard was the urgent ringing of a phone. My mother turned ashen when she answered the call. She was already heavily pregnant at the time. She was in such a rush to head out that she slipped and fell on the steps going into labor. That was when I saw the familiar 24-hour countdown appear above her head. That day, she passed away due to major blood loss after giving birth to my sister Phoebe. I stood outside the operating theater feeling lost. My 3rd brother Carl shoved me to the floor and called me a monster. He said I cursed them, that I was the reason for my parents' deaths. I swiped my palm on the floor and blood oozed out. I wanted to cry from the pain but forced myself to hold it in when I looked around. The people standing around me didn't dare come near. I could see the fear and hatred in their eyes. I didn't dare make a sound. All I did was bite my lip and get to my feet. Then I dusted my dress off and comforted myself. After that, I curled up in a corner to listen to the sobs around me. I hugged my knees and wept. Daddy, mommy. I slowly drifted off. When I woke up, I found that I was alone. Everyone had left, but no one had bothered waking me up. Was it because they didn't want me anymore? I got to my feet feeling panicked. However, my legs were numb after being curled up for too long, so I fell to the floor. The corridor was silent, only the blinding lights were with me. Pain consumed my body, and I couldn't hold back the flood of tears. That was the day everything in my life changed. My 3 elder brothers treated Phoebe like a princess but avoided me like the plague. Even the maids brushed me off. It was a regular occurrence for me to go to bed while starving. That didn't stop me from reaching the age of 18 though. Carl always said I was a monster who would forever plague the rest of the family, and I somewhat agreed. I wonder whether I was still alive because I was too evil for hell to take me in. On this day, I got out of bed and headed to the bathroom to wash up. My hair was dry and frizzy and my cheeks were sunken. No one would ever think I was the oldest daughter of the affluent Jensen family. That was beside the point though. What caught my attention was the countdown timer above my head. I saw the bright red numbers above my mirror reflection. The day had finally come. I wanted to smile but only managed to lift the corners of my lips slightly. I slowly put down my glass of water and stared dazedly at my reflection. I didn't have friends and rarely came into contact with anyone. How was I going to spend my final day in this world? After a long moment of consideration, I washed up and descended from the attic where I lived. My original room had been converted into Phoebe's walk-in wardrobe shortly after her birth. In the past, I looked out the small attic window at the little girl running around and having fun in the garden. She was innocent, pure, and free of worries. Meanwhile, I could only hide in the shadows and peek at her happiness. It wasn't exactly early, so I was surprised Phoebe and my 2nd brother Eugene were still at home. I heard Phoebe's tinkling laughter as I headed downstairs. She held up a tie and said, "Let me tie your tie, Eugene." He lowered his head and watched her and glinted as she tied a crooked tie. When she was done, she stepped back to take a look at it, sounding upset as she said, "It's crooked. Maybe you should take it off and do it yourself." He didn't. Instead, he caressed her head with a smile.